I'd like to welcome to the stage Ragnar Heidar Thrastarson from the Icelandic Met Office, Sebastian Denier from swisstopo, Christian Wohlert from ETH, and Jiri Jelinek, our Customer Success Director. So welcome to our public sector mapping, and we've subtitled this the supporting the public sector. So thank you very, very much for joining us. Let's get started with a quick question about the challenges that you guys face, because they're sort of varied in your different areas, but there are some similarities, some themes that run through this, including the amount of data that you guys are dealing with, national data sets, huge national data sets, the research and innovation that you're sort of duty-bound to do, as well as disseminating all of this data to the public in a way that non-experts can understand. So let's start with you, Ragnar, about the main challenges that you face with maps at the Icelandic Met Office.
Yeah, so we run our own weather forecast, and currently we are making thousands of maps, as in static maps, every 3 hours. And this is because we have a very ancient infrastructure and an old web page, which we are now renewing. And it's a lot of data because the forecast runs every 3 hours, and that's the whole set. So you completely scrap what you made 3 hours ago. So it's like a mountain of data that arrives, and it arrives from a supercomputer, which we operate with 3 other nations. And you need to be able to tile everything, all the time steps, all the weather parameters, and get it to the client before the next batch arrives, which completely scraps what you already done. So that's kind of the big challenge for us.
Yes, that sounds pretty drastic changes. And for swisstopo, what are your main challenges?
Probably more of a product challenge we face because swisstopo, as our head of product says, we're a love brand, and I think it has to do with our history. We're very well known for our national map. National map that has existed for a very long time, which is loved by many, used by many, but it's essentially a print product, and I think our challenge is going from a product that is very much print focused and moving that to the digital world and moving that to the mobile world is a challenge, and we've tried it, we've tackled it. We have our SwissMap web product line, which is trying to do that exactly. But I think for us it's a challenge to maintain our cartographic heritage, our very high quality products, while stepping into a world which is interactive, which integrates real-time data, which integrates many APIs from third users so that we can just kind of integrate more data, integrate more information into the map, provide it to the user, but also while maintaining visual clarity without just, because topographic maps are per se very dense and contain a lot of information. So yeah, that's a challenge for us.
So there's a recurring theme here in the weight of data with the added weight of heritage, I guess, for swisstopo. Christian, how about ETH? What's happening there? What are the challenges you've got with maps?
I think one of, or maybe the biggest challenge is maybe similar to swisstopo, but so we're working together with a lot of institutions, associations, and so data heterogeneity is like a very big challenge. So coming to the data formats, to the quantity, to the update cycles and so on. And on the other hand, we're dealing with a lot of different possible users. So as a national atlas, there is not this specific user group that we're facing. So we're trying to reach out to pupils, to the interest public, to general public, to maybe a more persons who want to get more view or in-depth view of a certain topic. And I think to get that together, so the topics, the data, and the users, I think this like melting pot is like the biggest problem or the biggest challenge. And this is not a problem; it's the challenge that we face.
Yeah. The diversity and other sorts of issues all around that delivering the maps. So, and we've got you here on this panel today because with all three of your institutions and with all three of you personally, we've had a lot of back and forth and a lot of cooperation through the support desk and various other things. So what's been the biggest benefit from working with a company like us for the maps that you deliver? I'll go to Ragnar first.
Yeah, so when we decided to build a new website, we actually partnered with a company that takes care of the front end and a design studio. And it was very important for us because all of the map products that would be on the one side could be delivered through a single pipeline. So MapTiler provided for us a very clear path from raw data to visualizing the data. And that was very important because we didn't have a lot of experience working with a front-end developer, but we could decide on on software and solutions to deliver everything to the end. So it made our collaboration much easier, and obviously we were completely sold on the weather visualization demo. There are not many solutions out there. I just remember when I first saw this, 21, maybe 22, I thought this was black magic, where you could actually query all of your tiles without doing any requests. But these are just image tiles. So yeah, it fitted perfectly to what we were aiming to achieve.
Right, so we kind of supercharged your project in effect, letting you leap on ahead. Fantastic. And for SwissTopo?
Yeah, I think it was pretty similar to what Ragnar mentioned, because when we started the project, I remembered the days where we would have, because we're not just producing the map, we also have our own data, and of course we want to build our own vector pyramid with defining which data has been shown at which zoom level to produce the map exactly how we want it. And I remember the days where it would take days to just process our data with mention the tools, but anyway, and then finally having it on a server running and then seeing, there's been a bug or there's been a mistake, and then starting again. And so just, having a backend with a very speedy pipeline of just pushing through data, having it on the server almost instantly, and being able to then start immediately with map design and going back and forth. And also, of course, having the front end or a MapTiler Cloud, which enables you to very quickly make adjustments, was just a big step in speeding up and creating products. Yeah.
And this has been a bit of a two-way communication channel. I think Jelen, you can sort of fill us in on what it's been like.
Yeah, I believe the partnership with SwissTopo was really two ways, because over the years you were supporting, providing valuable feedback on how the tools should be built so they fit the needs of top-class cartographers. So it was great hearing your feedback firsthand. Our designer Martin would be really proud to be here and also tell the words of gratitude. So mentioning him again, your feedback has been invaluable.
Yeah, so that whole map design tool that we've been developing and enhancing has really benefited from some being put through its paces, shall we say. Christian, how about you? How's the partnering helped what you've been up to?
Yeah, so to give you a bit of an insight, so actually MapTiler is dealing with at least like half of the data amount that we have, or before our collaboration we had to deal ourselves with it. So right now we're developing our new web version of the Atlas. So we want to go fully into the browser, into the web, and onto the mobile phone. And as of right now, you still have to download a web application, a desktop application. And we're hosting and storing all of the data, so the topics, the map topics themselves, and the base maps, the height information, 3D models and stuff, all on our own. And now you take at least half of the data load and the hosting and the problems that come with it, and take care of that. And we, or I as a cartographer, so I mainly focus on the base maps the last weeks and months, I can simply concentrate on the art of creating base maps, or the design process, the coloring, the choosing the layers, the featuring, and yeah, that's very useful.
So we're letting you focus on the fun stuff, essentially.
So to say, yeah, and it's always difficult. I mean, we have a lot of resources and possibilities at ETH, but it's always a struggle to because as an atlas, we want to get people from the outside, like the possibility to access infrastructure that is within our institution, and that is often the challenge. So when we're like having base maps already in an environment that is made for a public access, that's very useful, and that is taking a lot of workload from our shoulders, so that's very convenient.
Fantastic, thank you. So, apart from the obvious Swiss connection, how do you go about choosing a company to partner with? I'll start with Ragnar, because he doesn't have that Swiss connection there, being from the Icelandic Met Office. But yeah, when you were out there looking for someone to actually help you solve these problems, this tech debt that you had, what made you choose? What were the criteria?
So we definitely wanted a lot of flexibility. That was very important for us. We are, although we do a lot of work, because we not only cover weather, we also cover all of the other natural hazards in Iceland. So that's a huge task for us. So we wanted something where we could make a lot of changes and not be kind of painted into a corner. That is also important when we are kind of converting or renewing this web page, because since it has been running for so long, a lot of people are very used to styling, colors, etc. For the old static maps. So we can kind of, even though it's we are leapfrogging technologies with this, but we can like keep some of the elements, because we have the flexibility in the front end to kind of like slowly convince people, and this needs some convincing, that this is actually better than the old page. So that was very important for us. Also important for me is that the company has ties to open source and supports open source. That is very important for me and for the people I work with. It kind of signals a certain vibe, I guess, or culture within the company. So that is also important.
Yeah. And for you, Sebastian?
Being a federal office, there's some pretty rigid mechanisms and controls in place on how we can choose a company. I think in the end it comes down to how well specifications can be met and at what cost. But maybe going beyond that, for me also then collaborating with a company was great experiencing, not just that writing down, what do we need, and then that's being delivered, but actually having a collaboration. And that was often a case where we would get feedback and or ideas even. Have you thought of doing it like this, or what about that? And that's just something to be appreciated greatly.
Yeah, no, and again, it's that part of that two-way street. But when we get this feedback, you know, not just about developing something new, but also, you know, points where people have come to difficulty.
Right, pointing to something existing.
Exactly.
It's also very valuable. And when supporting these partnerships, we also take pride in tuning into the rhythm of the customer, where it's 3 hours period for new data or long-lasting partnerships over years, maybe decades, who knows. So that's also something we want to offer. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, we go through a problem with one of you guys, we then, right, help pages support. How can we make sure that the next person that comes up to this point doesn't encounter the same sorts of issues? Christian, again for you.
Yeah, you already mentioned the Swiss connection.
Yes.
I think that's obvious as a national atlas. But Ragnar, you mentioned the connection to open data or open source, better to say open source concepts. And this is also a big point for us, especially at the institution as a university, being able to get more hands-on to software or to how something works, and then giving the possibility to students and scientists to work with certain products or certain software is a big plus point. And I think that is like the centerpiece of that. And then, as you also mentioned it a bit with swisstopo, we're trying to keep the workload and the data in Europe. So we're trying to focus,
Right.
I mean, in uncertain times as we are now, we try to keep our colleagues and our software providers and data providers as close as possible, or as accessible or manageable as possible. So this is also the second big point. Yeah.
So now looking to the future for you guys, what are the next opportunities in mapping for swisstopo?
I have a huge list here. And I think that it's not even close to what we have brainstormed. I think that's like 30 or 40 issues, but something that maybe just an example is that I think is quite interesting that we have brainstormed is being a federal office, we also face challenges with collecting user data. So data privacy is a huge thing. We currently don't collect anything. It's also something that we're proud of. We want to maintain it like that. But then, of course, we're thinking there's other examples in the industry where there's huge community-driven content. And we have a lot of outdoor enthusiasts, of course, our customers, many of them, where it just makes sense to share things. And just an idea to kind of go around that is have AI answer what should be my next hike, or give activity ideas. So I think that's just one example of the long list. That I think is interesting, and we might pursue it.
And Ragnar, for the Icelandic Met Office?
Yeah, so we started with our weather data because it's most challenging in terms of just building the pipeline and having it all work. So now we kind of are getting to the more fun part, which is tweaking the maps and the styles. So I'm really looking forward to that, doing some tweaks. So we start with the MapTiler based maps, but it's obviously very nice to be able to tweak them to kind of fit them perfectly to your data. But we were also, so this is just the first step, so we will have more sites available, and we have some data sets that we have been not keeping to ourselves, but are like really excited to share and get out there. These are data sets that are important for just safety, for decision makers, for example. So we have, for example, we have a catalog of 10,000 avalanche outlines that stretch 30 years back. Those are very important for planning agencies, obviously. We have, we get about 30,000 earthquakes annually. Most of them are very small, so it's very safe. Don't worry. But we have a dense network, monitoring network. So this is all real-time data, real-time measurements. But so that's the kind of the thing what we want to focus on is so temporal animations. If you have datasets which have a temporal aspect to them, because it's such a powerful tool in terms of visualizing data, especially something that evolves slowly compared to real time. Glacier outlines, for example, change, and all sorts of climate factors, but kind of having the ability to visualize the temporal component fast by dragging your mouse is a very powerful way of just seeing changes on a map.
Yeah, because I was going to say, is there anything that we can do to support these what sorts of things do you need? But clearly the temporal thing, which we're kind of doing with the weather.
Absolutely.
Using, old techniques or same techniques on new processes is a very interesting thing. So I look forward to hopefully being able to help you with that. And for ETH, then research avenues, new things to do. What's on the horizon?
Yeah, so I have my list with me as well. So no jokes aside, but we have also a plethora of things in our minds. So a big thing is right now to accomplish the step into the web, we have to take one or two steps back when it comes to possible visualization techniques that we have already implemented in our desktop atlas, and this is what we're trying to accomplish throughout the next 1 or 2 years. That we, for example, 3D is something that we're not supporting, or topics that are not in 3D as of now for the new web atlas, but we want to show topics where 3D is important or makes a lot of sense, even in the web atlas. This is something that is in our minds. And then automation, I talked about the data. That's always the thing you can do a lot of stuff manually, but that takes time and time and time. And so automation is also a big thing. Maybe LLMs or maybe AI can help with that. And I think those are the most important points. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well,
I'm my boss from the off. Storytelling, of course, storytelling. We heard already a panel today, but we're trying to implement it in the atlas in an innovative way. We have a PhD student on that topic, so I'm really excited what that will bring, and it will enhance the atlas and the topics and how to approach certain topics and how to transfer information and stuff. So this is also a big thing, aside from the technical and more from the topic and general perspective. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now we have had a question from the audience. So all of you have mentioned open source. What are the challenges regarding reliability and performance that are you finding these with open source? I'm going to go straight back to you, Christian.
Yeah, so the thing is, we're right in the process, so we're not really, we do not really know what we'll be facing. So with the possible user load and interaction and so, but we are trying to keep us the possibilities open, so to say. So we're not really sure, but we want to leverage and be able to be open and as performant as possible, and seeing what the future will bring, and hopefully, and a lot of you now can go to the website www.atlasofzealand.ch. Feel free to check it out. Let's see.
Fantastic. Yeah, and Sebastian.
I'm not sure if I can speak to using open data, but producing it. We produce our own data, and it is open. It's publicly available, and maybe I can just say that the change it brought to swisstopo and the usage of our data was big. For example, we currently have 3.4 million downloads of the swisstopo app, which for Switzerland is a great number, I think. and the usage has just been gone up ever since, and it's continuing to rise. And I think it's a great thing that the data is being used and being freely used.
And for the Icelandic Met Office, do you see it as a challenge, the reliability and performance of open source software, open data, or is it? Do you more see the benefits? You seem quite excited about it. So
yeah, so it's I think it's hugely beneficial. We don't have a lot of issues. So I contribute to OpenStreetMap periodically myself, and I usually give this answer to my colleagues who complain that this isn't good enough. Good news, you can change it, right? So I usually that's my answer.
Yeah, and I guess it's the same with the software as well. When it's open source, you can do something about it, whether it's partner with someone to improve things or do it yourself. So fantastic. So I think that's wrapped us up perfectly on time. So thank you very much to our panelists again. Thank you very much. Thank you.